For those of you who do not know me, I have cerebral palsy on my right side, a handicap known in the medical profession as dead hand. What's wrong with your hand? It's dead! Getting in front of concerts and things like that. Excuse me, pardon me, handicapped person come through, I'm single, and I'm lonely, and I'm handicapped, get the fuck out of the way! It's disturbing. This kind of, oh Mikey, touch me with your dead hand, just all right.
Disgusting. That's just like that's like not even the most annoying things he does.
What is the most annoying thing he does?
He's a jerk. It's like it always works up to him being an asshole. It's like there's all of these different layers. He's a very complicated person. I'll give him that. I'll give him that. Because it's not like you can just sort of like explain in one sentence like why he's so awful. Like there's layers to why he's so awful.
Great!
I really want to connect to people, and I have so much trouble in real life connecting to people, and I feel really, and when I'm connecting with a whole bunch of people, a group of people, I feel really at peace with myself.
Misogyny, yeah. I like asses and putting water on the black asses.
I personally can't understand how anyone would ever get romantically involved with him, even for a moment. Even for a fleeting moment. I can't understand, even in the most inebriated state.
Oh, what do you think? I actually talked to Jesus. He did say I was bigger than him. I-do.
Every time you see Michael Benson, it's a different story about Michael Benson, right? Because then you get to wake up the next morning and you're like, I survived! Right. Isn't that fun? Because the best thing that he has going for him is his enthusiasm, which also might murder you.
I knew Benson because I got a call late at night from my ex-girlfriend, and she just gave me the gist of this guy she had been talking to over the course of 24 hours on the phone. And the way she knew him was through a friend of ours named Fernando, who we went to high school with. Benson was his roommate in college, and the story she heard was, well, she was browsing Fernando's profile on MySpace, the days of MySpace, and she sees this picture on his top 8, and she's like, who the fuck is that? And he's like, oh, who? And on the bottom, number 8 on his top 8 was this guy, and he's like, oh, I don't want to talk about him. And she's like, no, I need to know about him. He had this profile picture at the time where he was kind of like crooked sideways and like smirking, and his arm was like in shot, like it was propping against an invisible banister, and he just had it there. And he's like, it's my roommate, he's annoying, I hate him. You know, the stuff you've probably heard millions of times from other interviews. But so anyways, he gave her some interesting anecdotes, like about how one time he unloaded on him and said, you know, I can't stand you as a roommate, you're loud, you're obnoxious, you smell, people don't like you. And he came home later that day to to the dorm to find Benson with all of his clothes on in a bathtub filled to the top with water, and he was just sitting there in the dark. With like dried up tears in his crusty little eyes.
I am a bit of a manic depressive, which means I go through a whole bunch of emotions really quickly. This kind of it's an Eeyore, fuck Tigger, and I'm sort of weird baby with Daria. And how is Steve? I wanna play. I wanna play. I wanna. Yeah, 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 yeah. Like the sound Frankenstein's monster would scream at a small child. Just like,